Welcome back everybody to my YouTube channel. Today is going to be a little bit different. Instead of just a bunch of riding clips, I am going to be starting a new series of how-tos. Basically, I just want to share my knowledge on everything I've learned over the years and hopefully help out everybody that's trying to learn new stuff. So behind me, I have my hardtail and my trail bike, and I'm going to show you guys how to bunny hop today. And so I'm going to do it on both bikes just so everybody understands that, like, it doesn't matter really the bike that you have. Most things transfer over. It's two wheels, and yeah, they're basically the same thing. Even if it's like a BMX bike you're on or any other kind of bike, basically all this is going to transition over, and hopefully this all helps. So this video series is going to start off from a beginner's level and work its way up to an advanced pro level. So I mean, if you already know kind of the basics on most stuff about bikes, whether that be tricks or just any kind of handling, definitely skip through a few of these, because the beginning of them are just going to be for beginners, and it's going to just work its way up all the way to the advanced level skills. Alrighty, so first things first, everybody wear a helmet. It'll save your life, and it's just a good habit to get into. And also next, definitely check all your parts to make sure that your bikes are all tightened up, because you don't want, I don't know, handlebars coming off, twisting, or wheels falling off. That'd be a no bueno. Yeah, so definitely go over your bikes. Make sure everything's all tightened up and ready to go. Everything's lubed, and yeah, you got a helmet on. All right, so we're gonna start this video off on the hardtail. I think that it's just an easier one to explain. The forks on these things are pretty rigid, or at least that's how I run mine. So it's not really using suspension that much as you would with a bigger bike, the trail bike over there. And so yeah, we're gonna just walk you through the simple tips on how to bunny hop. So the biggest issue I see people do when they're pulling up and just bunny hopping in general is they try to jump like they are on their feet. When you just jump on your feet, your whole body and everything goes up at the same time. And so they think you want both wheels to come up at the same time. And so they end up just like doing a little hop like that, which can get you over a curb, but when you're gonna transfer it over to other skills like hitting a jump, it's not really gonna help you whatsoever. So what I mean by that is both wheels come off at the same time, and you don't wanna do that. You don't wanna just like jump like you're jumping on your feet, and I'll show you guys like what that looks like, but this is the wrong way to do it. All right, so don't do that. That is not the correct way to bunny hop. It'll actually probably make you crash in the long run, especially if you're going off a jump. Yeah, don't do that. All right, so now that we have that out of the way, let's jump into the correct way. So I don't know if you guys have seen a skateboard ollie, but the way it works is they step on the tail and the front end comes up, and then the back hits and it pops the back end up. And so it's kind of what you want to do on a bike as well. You want to lift up the front end first and then hop with your body up. And so it kind of creates this little rainbow like hop, but you don't want to, when you hop, come in too nose heavy. So you want to just lift up the front tire, hop, and then land with both tires equally. So to start off, I'd recommend just lifting up your front tire a few times. Just riding around, lift up that front tire, lift up that front tire. And I'll do some right now. So now that you've lifted up the front tire a few times, now what I want you to do is preload. And preload, basically you use your arms and your legs as shocks. That's why I'm not using that bike right now, because you're gonna use your arms and your legs as suspension. And so when you preload, you compress your arms and your legs, and then you pop. And so before you even lift up the front tire, that's what I want you to do. I want you to go up, preload, and then lift up. Let's do an example right now. Alrighty, so now that you have that down, it's time to add in the legs. So same kind of thing with the arms that you're doing. You're preloading and you're springing up and pulling up the handlebars. Now you're gonna spring load, pull up the handlebars first. Once the front wheel's up, you're gonna use your legs and spring off of them. Let's do one. So preload, lift, and then jump. It's a very exaggerated one. I'm gonna do a fast one. Do another. Another thing to note is when you land that bunny hop, so you've compressed, you've lifted up the front tire, and then you've sprung off the back tire with your legs. When you land, you want to use your arms and legs to absorb that shock. And so you're compressing, you're lifting up, you're hopping, and then you land and you compress. That way you don't hurt any joints and your body will love you for it. So bunny hopping is one of those things that you definitely need to do it over and over again to like really understand it and to get really good at it. You're not gonna be able to just start out of the gate and just be able to bunny hop super high. It's kind of one of those things that it's a technique. You gotta work it. You gotta like get that muscle memory going. And as you get stronger with that pop, you'll be able to get higher and higher and higher. And it's all in the technique and like how well you do the technique. Yeah, so I mean, practice as much as you can, do it over and over again, and yeah, hopefully this helps. We're gonna move on to the trail bike because it is a little bit different. Basically, you just need to work the suspension into that hop, and let's get to it. Alrighty, everybody, we are on a trail bike now. I didn't tighten any of my stuff. But we're still gonna do it. So this trail bike is 170 in the front and rear. This technique's gonna help you with anything up to a downhill bike all the way down to an XC bike that's full suspension. Basically, I'm just gonna teach you how to use your suspension to help you pop into that bunny hop. I'm sure all of you are familiar with just using your suspension. I feel like everybody hops on a mountain bike and they immediately start jumping on it, compressing. And so you're gonna use that to your advantage. Basically, everything I just explained on the hardtail transfers over to the trail bike, downhill bike, XC bike, enduro bike. Like doesn't matter. The same technique, you just gotta compress the suspension first. Alrighty, so same process as the hardtail. You're gonna compress the suspension. Front tire is gonna lift up first, and you're gonna use the rebound of the fork to get your front tire up, and then you're gonna spring off the rebound of your rear shock. So same kind of technique, front tire comes up first, and then you push off that back shock to get your back tire in the air, and then you're gonna land both tires at the same time, and your body's gonna compress along with the suspension compressing. Got it? Let's do one. I'm gonna start this one off the same way we did with the hardtail. We're just gonna compress and just lift up that front tire, and that's it. So now that we've compressed our suspension, lift up that front tire, now it's time to spring off that rear suspension and use its rebound to get you into the air. Same kind of thing on the hardtail. You're just using your suspension to your advantage, and it actually makes it easier to just lift up your tires. But just gonna mention it over and over again. Front wheel up, then rear. Compress front wheel up, spring off your back legs, and use that rear suspension to get you in the air, land, compress your body. Let's do one. So that's that. I hope this video was super helpful for you guys. Bunny hopping transitions into every aspect of bikes. You're using it to go over rocks, you're going off jumps before you do a trick. It's like the base level of everything that you do on a bicycle. So I hope this helped you guys and helped you guys improve, and is getting you ready for what's next in this series of videos. Hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for more.